Hey Aaron, how are you doing? This is Ben, the Asian Hispanic vet, coming at you. Hey man, it's been a long time. It's been a few months that I've been up here. I have been delivering mostly Uber Eats and DoorDash since I've been up here. Those are really the main ones. I was going to do this video a little bit earlier, but I realized I really didn't have a good sample size. I didn't understand what restaurants and vendors there were out here, what the roads were like out here, traffic, that type of thing. So I wanted to kind of, spend some time, maybe a month or two, really kind of delving into what it's like. And I also noticed that there weren't a lot of videos online about delivering and doing Uber Eats and DoorDash, that type of thing, up here in this area. This area is mostly encompassed by Prescott Valley. There's Chino Valley. Those are kind of the main areas that I go to. And they're small towns. It's vastly different than what it was like when you and I were delivering down in Chandler, the Chandler Gilbert area. Okay. The number one thing to remember is the volume is a lot less. Okay. And you really have to kind of pick your spots and times to go out and deliver. Here, you kind of want to be delivering at about peak times, mornings, a little bit, lunchtime, dinner time, and into the early to midnights is what I call it. Like back in Chandler, I could go out and do Uber Eats and DoorDash at 10 o'clock at night. Maybe even do a little bit of GoPuff, right? At 10 o'clock at night, go to 2 in the morning, make $100. I wasn't really too difficult to do. So I could spend my daytime hours doing what I need to do for my family and the daytime gig, I guess you can call it. But that's what that's what you could do. Here you cannot do that. At least I've not seen evidence that you can. Most places here close about 10 o'clock at night. And there's only really a handful of places that are open to midnight. Generally, it's like I think it might be McDonald's, Taco Bell, and a Mexican food place that I can't remember the name of. That's generally what's open past 10 o'clock. After midnight, I only know of one restaurant. That's the Mexican food place. I think it's Riliberto's, I believe is the name of the place. And that's it. I don't know of any other places that are open so late. So late night, like, going out at midnight, 2, 3 in the morning, I don't know that that's viable, because in my experience, once it hits about 9 o'clock, gets pretty dead. Weekends are a little bit better. Weekends it could be a little more busy, maybe up into midnight, but really kind of dies after that. Okay, so you really need to adjust what you might have been used to if you were down in the Phoenix area or down where me and you were. You want to adjust your hours. You also, I have not been able to make the same amount of fares or fees or pay per hour that I did down in Chandler. It was pretty easy to do about $20 an hour if you want to break it down. When I was down there in Chandler, Gilbert, Phoenix area. Pretty easy to do. There was plenty of offers and plenty of good offers. Here, there aren't as many. Now you can do $20 an hour, but there are times where you might sit there for an hour and get nothing. Okay, so it's a little bit hit or miss if you want to go that route. Now, some of the offers here can be pretty high. I've gotten $27, $30 offers quite often, but I also have to go 20, 30 miles. So, if you go somewhere, like sometimes, like Chino Valley is 10 miles away from where I'm at, because I'm primarily in the Prescott area. Okay. I do a little bit maybe in PV or Prescott Valley, and then every once in a while I'll go up to Chino, but it's got to be worth it for me because it's like 10 miles. So going up there, it's a very small town. So I don't know that it would be a good idea for me to go up there and post up and just wait for offers. There's just a bigger population center down here in Prescott and Prescott Valley, so I tend to stick down here. So you can't get bigger offers here, but once again, you're going to go farther, okay? Not as many, you do get them, but not as many multiple offer deals, okay? And some of them could be, you get them down in Chandler and Gilbert area. Some of them are kind of ridiculous, right? You get paid $4 to go 12 miles. That still happens here. But the volume is much less, okay? So I've met a few other drivers here who are probably a little bit more serious about it than I am. I mean, like I said, I have a day gig. But they actually go down to the Phoenix area, or kind of, maybe an hour and a half south, maybe down to Scottsdale, maybe a little bit north of that, and go deliver down there and go work down there because there's just more volume down there. Well, that's driving an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, maybe miles to go back down to the Chandler area. Now, I'm not going to be doing that. At least I don't foresee myself doing that. Now, I do foresee myself continuing to do gig work because it's a good supplement to my income. Now, if you wanted to come up here into the Prescott area and have it be your primary, I think you would be very limited to what opportunities that you would have. It would be very difficult. At least it'd be very difficult for me to try and get to the same income that I made when I was in Chandler. It's just there just isn't the volume here. The other thing here that's very interesting is when you're down kind of in the East Valley area, if you haven't been there before, all the major roads, nearly all the roads, but all the major ones are north and south, east and west. Okay, everything's on a grid, right? So it's very easy to kind of, to navigate, all right, or to get somewhere, because if you miss a turn here, well, you can go to the next one and make that turn typically. It's not difficult to get somewhere. Here, there's a lot of areas where there aren't any streetlights at all. So you're going into an area, maybe a neighborhood, and it's pitch black. So you really need to take a flashlight or some type of lighting with you to be able to find stuff. Okay. The other thing too is there's a lot more wildlife up here. I can't tell you how many times I've seen skunks. I've seen javelina like pigs. I've seen a lot of javelina out here just roaming around. And my understanding is that they can get quite aggressive. Now, I haven't had that issue, okay, with them, but my understanding is from people around here, you come up on them at the wrong time, they can get quite mean from what I understand. So it's just a different animal up here. I'm going to do some more videos, probably some really short ones about my experience doing gig work up here. The gig work that I'm doing mostly is going to be Uber Eats and DoorDash. They don't have GoPuff up here. And I'm not sure what other ones are really worth it, to be honest. So those are my primary ones. But I'm going to do a video every once in a while just to kind of maybe help you out, Aaron, report to you what's going on up in the Prescott area, and if there's any information that might help you or your channel, all right? Hopefully that was a little bit informative. If you're thinking about coming up here and, maybe moving up here and maybe doing a little bit of gig work up here, you just want to, you want to know what to expect. And if there's certainly any information that I come across or any experiences that are contrary to what I believe now, I will certainly share that on this channel, okay? All right, brother. Good talking to you. Hey, I might make it down there to Chandler. Maybe I'll look you up. Maybe we'll hook up or whatever. Maybe to grab some lunch or something. But anyway, this is Ben, the Asian Hispanic Vet. Talk to you later.